Well, we're going to get into the interview. And before I ask you any questions, I just want to say my condolences and prayers forever to you and your family, because I'm not going to sit here and say I understand your pain, because that's a lie. But I just know that it's very unfair for any mother to have to bury their child. So I just wanted to first start with that before we get into the.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And also, just it's a new year. It's about to be July 2021, and I just wanted to ask how you and your family are doing so far this year.
It's been hard. I just want to give honor to God, who is the head of my life, who is the reason why I'm still trucking and making it. My faith is undeniably real when it comes to that, because I know without him, I wouldn't be here in the same state of mind talking to you. So I give him all the praise and the glory for keeping my mind for battles that he prepared for me in my life. So I just want to put that out there. And it's been hard. Two of Duck's children just graduated from kindergarten. So we just had a big old graduation ceremony for them. And the anniversary of my first son's, Brick, his death was July 17th, 2017. So it's about to be 4 years of his death anniversary, and it will be 1 year, August 4th, of Duck's death anniversary.
Yeah, and again, it's just unfair. Like I don't think any parent should have to go through the pain, let alone you've had to do it twice. And I know you got a lot of pressure on you because you grandma, you gotta make sure that the rest of your family is doing good, but you gotta make sure those babies are doing good. You gotta provide
Yes,
them the
yes,
best that you can, despite the fact that their fathers are no longer physically here. So
yes.
yeah.
So
So
I'm really trying to just keep everything afloat. He wasn't married yet, but he was engaged. So, Chicago law states if someone passes without a will, if
mhm,
they have children, everything that's in their estate go to their kids. So this is what I'm doing it for, my grandbabies, because as his mother, no one else could make sure that it happens. So that's my main objective, to set forth everything Duck was trying to do for his family and his kids, his mom, his dad. Like, he was just such a family oriented man. They both were. They both were.
yeah, I hear a lot of people because I lived in Chicago for 4 years, but it's been a while. I haven't lived there since 2016. But
Okay.
just hearing all the press and just seeing people from Chicago speak on your son, I heard that a lot. So yeah, I knew he loved his babies, and I knew he loved just everybody in his family. So yeah.
Yeah.
We want to speak a little bit about anything going on currently with as far as the police, because I know just you being very vocal. I know you've done interviews with Flat TV and other journalists, and you've been very clear on how you feel what led up to your son's murder, and you feel like it was a hit and an assassination. And I wanted to know a little bit more about how the police have been handling it, and if you are satisfied with how they've been handling your son's case.
Well, I can't really speak on that because this case is still open.
Okay.
So I don't want to really like elaborate on that too much. But from my end, I love how the Chicago police has been dead set on solving Carlton's case. Also, the Federal Bureau of Investigation has also um, ensured me that they have been working on Carlton's case. So I want to thank them
Mm-hmm.
for staying on top of it by not letting it just go cold or fall by the wayside,
Mm-hmm.
because of the type. No one's murder should go unsolved. now. I'm just going to say that. I mean, I think anybody that's murdered should be able to get justice.
Right.
And from my end, everyone is important, but the impact that Carlton made on the world, it had to be done. It just couldn't fall by the wayside. Me being a mind, sound, and body wasn't going to allow it to fall by the wayside. I go to the police station. I found myself at first going up there 3 times a week, taking these people's coffee and donut, like being their friends, because I want them to solve this on the fact, like, he wasn't just no hood person like that. You know, the place where he was murdered was like the Rodeo Drive of Chicago. So there's no way that it would have not been solved. So I want to thank everybody that was involved, the people who lived in the area, the business owners, everybody who felt that it was senseless. And in that area, like, I mean, you should be allowed to shop anywhere you afford to shop at. He frequented the Gold Coast. That was someplace where he shopped all the time for his kids, for himself, for me. Like, if I wanted something expensive, because I'm not going to spend my money on it. That's just real. When I pay for one pair of Gucci shoes, I give me probably 9 pair of department store shoes and make them look just as good, honey. So I budget a lot. I'm not really materialistic, but I do have a little designer stuff. But I wear my less designer stuff and look good better than I do that other stuff. So it's about how you carry a clothes. I don't wear the clothes. I mean, the clothes don't wear me. I wear the clothes. So it's like, it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, he was, you know, frequent in that area. You know, I'm going through so many things as far as the mayor and how the Chicago police, I felt that they wasn't responding to him as if he was just a nobody there. You know, first responders are supposed to respond, right? I mean, I know, like, apply pressure and make sure that his surrounding is clear and no. But from what I seen from the video was they were more worried about crowd control than attending to my son. So that's another issue that I'm addressing, far as how he was treated, to the point to where around the time when we were at the hospital and he was pronounced dead on TV at 5:06, but he wasn't pronounced dead to me till almost 10 o'clock at night, where they had the Chicago police, you know, they had our family on one side while they were holding press conferences on the other side to make sure that we didn't see them having the press conference on the other side, where they further along lied and I just came to their own conclusion about who my son was and what he did. And someone actually clapped in the crowd when the police was pronouncing him deceased. Someone in the crowd clapped. Police officer, politician, I don't know, because wasn't nobody around there as far as his family and stuff, because they had us all around on the other side. So when I saw the footage of this and I heard these people clap, I said, are you serious? And then to add insult to injury, the mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, whom I voted for, who I never discriminated against, never judged her for her sexuality, or I only looked at her as a Black woman who's going to try to make a change in Chicago. Only for this woman to have not known anything about my son, but what she's gotten off the internet, for her to get on national TV and say FBG Duck was a known game banger who fancied himself as a rapper. What press secretary would allow you to say that about a young man you don't even know? Chicago police came to Markham, Illinois, and bogusly raided my house after my son was murdered. Okay, my rights were so violated. I have videos. I don't know. I'm trying to get a lawyer to see if I have a case because I'm quite sure I do. I'm almost certain I do because every right as a human being was violated against me that day, and my children and my grandchildren. You have white shirts going in my china cabinet, taking my son's obituary and pictures, going into other rooms, taking their own personal cameras, taking pictures with it, then coming back, placing it in my china cabinet, standing on my furniture. Told I was in the process of moving September 1st. September 30th, I was completely packed. These people came in my house with guns, shields. It wasn't there, and they wasn't even escorted by a Markham police because I'm quite sure they have to get permission from Markham to do that. See, I know my rights. So when they did this, I was just totally violated on top of the fact that I just buried. I'm sorry, I had a call to come in.
Okay.
To add insult to injury, I just I don't know. I guess it's just the process that you have to go through. But yes, so I don't think no mom should have to go through that. I don't think no parent, mother, father should have to go through that, knowing how your child was murdered in a place to where it's no way the murderers are not going to get caught. They can have on masses. I don't care. You're getting caught.
That's like one of the most secure areas in like downtown. Like there's cameras everywhere. You can't even cross
And the trees,
without the red
and
light.
the trees. There are
Like,
cameras in the trees.
yes, they have
There are cameras. So there's no way. So when my son first realized that these people and who they were, they were acting like fans at first, the people, but whoever gave the location on my child, he started realizing it. And the only reason I can say why he didn't leave from downtown, because he probably knew. And if he left from that area, the people who were trying to kill him would not be caught. So I felt he stayed in an area to where if anything happened to him, it's gonna be recorded. Yeah. I don't think he's smart enough. If he see people, it's like he's not finna go off and get in traffic to where, no, he's gonna stay in that area. So that's why I believe that he stayed in that area when he realized that these people which were trying to assassinate him. Unfortunately, they succeeded.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm happy to know that even though it may have started rocky and you probably felt disrespected, towards the beginning of all this going on. I am also happy to hear that you are in some way satisfied with the investigation. Because a lot of times in Chicago, people feel that the police don't care. And Chicago has a horrible reputation of cases solved, even among
Yes.
the country. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were worried that Duck would have fell into that long list of other people where they would just close the case and just be like, oh, chop it up to the streets. But I'm
Yeah.
glad that it's still open at least, and they're still trying to
Yeah.
figure out who did all this.
Yes.
And I know you mentioned the mayor, and I was gonna ask you about that too. Has she since apologized?
No, and that's all I want her to do.
Hmm.
Because she have even dug up stuff to try to find bad things on Carlton, and the only thing she could find was a juvenile record. He has a couple of adult records where him and his kid's mother has probably had a couple of domestic disputes, but nothing violent, no gun cases, no drug cases. He's never been to the penitentiary. But you would get on a picture with a young man who was fighting an attempt murder. So to me, as a mother, that shows me you picked your side. You're choosing sides. Because for you to be on the picture with the young man who raps the exact same type of music that my son does, but you will try to degrade my son because of his image, but yet you're on the picture with a man who raps and does the same thing my son does, who has an open um, attempt murder case.
Who is that?
Who is the person?
Yeah, for those who just
Uh,
outside of Chicago who don't know.
no, he's from Chicago. He's one of Duck Nemesis, one of the rappers. I mean, I don't want to say his name, but you can kind of probably figure
Okay.
who I'm speaking on. If you
Right.
looked up the picture, you will see who he is.
I
Because
just
I
feel like,
don't want to speak bad on him or make it seem as if I'm being, I did that enough on the internet. I don't want to bring that type of energy.
but you want her to be fair because she sees obviously the human being this person is. Your son was a
Exactly.
human being too.
Exactly.
So
So how dare you? And it's been hush and quiet about it, but it has not, because I'm study focusing on the main objective, and that's to find out what happened to my son.
right.
So I mean, I feel that she will be addressed. I know she's seen posts. I've tagged her in them. You know, you're a wife. You don't even have children. I don't know if you have adopted children. Duck was really a product of his environment. He didn't let him take him down. He used anything negative and tried to make it a positive.
Hmm.
That's the type of person he was. So I just want to put that out there because you have all these fans and these people in the industry who don't really know all about Carlton
Yeah.
like that. They just know him from his music.
Hmm.
Um, so that's my main goal, is to get the real story about Carlton Weekly, better known as FBG Duck, to the world. Nobody's perfect, but I've always said we were born in this world of sin. None of this is ours. And we're either going to try to bring good into it or feed into the bad stuff. I choose to do more good than bad.
Yeah.
I choose to bring positive energy than negative energy.
Right.
So,
Yeah. You talked a little bit about fans, and if anybody's just a hip hop head or loves hip hop music, we know that Chicago is known for the drill scene. And it seems that with your son, King Von, and now Lil Durk's brother, who were all gunned down, there's a debate as far as drill music, if it's the reason for all this senseless violence. And there's also some people, I know a few people from Chicago that say, can't blame it all on drill music. It's been violence before drill music was ever created or ever was a thing. Like, how do you feel about that as far as drill
Well,
music?
when I was growing up, I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. Like the 90s was my era, was
Mm-hmm.
my year, was my decade. And I grew up under the GD structure, far as growth and development. We got out and voted. We got out and recruited people to vote. Like we did so much positive stuff. But see now, from when they tore them projects down, I think that was like the end, because they put us on these blocks. They made it seem like, oh, these houses are so beautiful, and y'all ain't got to be in 10 stories and worry about nobody. When I think we were fine, we were in our own community. We had our own, like we were perfect over there. We still had bad things to happen, but it was nothing like it is now. This is horrible. You're dissing dead people. I want to elaborate on this as well, because people will say, well, how could you say that? Because your son was the main person doing it. Let me tell you something about Carlton. He was more like a person like, if you did it to me, I'm going to do it to you. But if you want to stop, I stop it too. Every diss song Duck made was a reaction from an action from somebody else. He don't just get on the track and diss people. He didn't make his whole catalog about dissing deceased people. A lot of the people that he dissed was alive, but didn't diss them till he died.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't understand that. From he came at a lot of people when he was alive, people who were alive as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they felt we're not gonna mention him because once we're rich, we're superstars, we're in the industry. Once we mention him, that's gonna give light to him, and we don't want to do that. But do it while he's no longer here, he's gonna get the same light. And the person that's doing it is gonna look like a coward to the streets, gonna look like a lame to the streets, gonna look like a goofy to the fans. You're not standing on your word, because any man with integrity, why you didn't diss that man while he was here so that he can say something back? I hated it. I used to love the rap battles and the beef back in my day. I couldn't wait for Biggie and Pop to get on the track and diss each other. I used to wait for the outcome. Okay, Biggie said this. Now what Pop gonna say? How are you dissing dead people and they're not here to defend themselves? So they left with the people who love them to defend them.
Right.
It's just dumb. Carlton used to say it all the time. When they leave me alone, I'll stop. He was the best at it. He was the best at it, and I hated it. He was the best at everything that that boy did. He put 1,000% in it, without no industry help, without no producers from the industry, without no cameramen, video photographers from the industry. He did it all by himself. But the industry knows you can't get no ambition in that. You can talk the talk, but when you walk the walk in, talk the talk, that solidifies your mark.
Mm-hmm.
And hip hop and drill, they can't talk about drill without mentioning Duck. It would never be discussed without mentioning Duck. So these are memories we hold, we serve a purpose, and then God's come and get us. Maybe this was Duck's purpose to put this impact on the world. I'm a very faithful person. I just do everything by faith.
Mm-hmm. Well, you definitely gotta have faith. And I saw some things on the internet as far as you and Lil Durk, as far as you reaching out to him and sending condolences on behalf of his brother. I wasn't sure if those were real screenshots, but I just seen them. So
That was Big Dirt. That was his dad. That
mhm,
was his dad. Because before Duck passed away, I
mhm,
met his dad. My people made it possible for me, and he made it, she made it, a mutual friend made it possible for me to meet him. And we were basically talking about what we gonna do with our kids.
okay, so
You
it
being
probably
who?
was a misquote because some publications ran that it was a direct contact with Lil Durk, but it was the father,
No, it was his dad. It
his
was his
dad.
dad, not him personally. I don't know any numbers on Lil Durk,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I know me and his dad, when we met, we exchanged numbers because we were trying to sit down and see what we can do for Chicago. Far as is having our children coming together to try to stop all this senseless stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Duck was still alive when this happened. So that's when I got Big Dirk's number.
Okay.
And when he passed, I messaged him and I told him that you have my condolences and we got to keep our head up. And I swear I'm trying. I'm trying to make it stop. I'm trying to get this stuff. I told him, brother, I'm trying. I'm trying to just stop everything that's going on. And he responded and told me, thank me. And he appreciated it. So, us as parents are the ones that have to suffer because God has made it for our children to bury us. Not, we ain't never supposed to outlive our kids.
Bye.
So, with this going on, I just want to let everybody know that was not Little Dirt, that was Big Dirt. And I merely posted it because after the fact, I kind of felt kind of bad because on a personal level, I probably shouldn't have posted it, but I posted it because I wanted the world to see that these parents is talking and communicating with each other. Why can't the kids do it?
And I mean, I don't want to get too all up in your guys' business, but I'm curious because that was one of my questions. Because I know you have said repeatedly that your mission is to try to do your part to not let no other mother feel the pain that you and so many other mothers in Chicago are feeling. Like, did you guys are like, do you have any plans? Are you trying to reach out to any organizations?
Yes, I have this organization called the MOP movement. It's called Mothers of Peace.
Mhm.
And it was brought together for the moms who lost their kids, who was involved in the drill music culture
Okay.
and lost their children due to the senseless violence. Like Tuka mom was one of the moms. I felt I needed her to be there because it all started with her son's name.
Mm.
And the smoking Tuka has went worldwide. He's a weed strand in a dispensary. So you can really go and buy a weed strand called Tuka.
Okay. Okay. And the money will stay with the family.
The money is a disrespectful form. The money ain't going to nobody,
Oh,
girl.
the money ain't going to, okay. Okay.
She did that as a form of
Okay.
disrespect towards him.
Okay. I got lost for a second. Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh, by his mom,
Mm-hmm.
gotta constantly hear her name. This boy was 15 years old, never did nothing to nobody. The fact that he felt that he can say he's smoking on Tuka was to make Duck mad. They only did it to get at Duck. That's what made Duck start disrespecting their dead people, which don't make it right. It's silly as hell to me. That don't make it right. Because in the midst of them dissing, the mothers are the ones who have to hear this stuff about their kids.
Yeah. It's like sometimes you could be in so much hate and be like you don't even think about what y'all are doing to each other. Like y'all trying to get even with each other, but y'all don't even realize y'all hurting
But
babies.
see, as a mother, and I tell people this, if y'all want to do something for Duck, stop the violence. Stop the peace. Don't slide for my son. Don't kill nobody for my son. Don't do this. Don't do that. Do positive things in Duck name. Do, you know, set up a trust fund for one of his kids or stuff like that. Don't get on the internet talking about you sliding for him or you're making it. I appreciate all the love, but that's not the type of love that I want to be shown because in the process, it's still hurting another mother. That is my main objective. Stop the mothers from hurting. Not in that way.
Right. Right.
Not in that way. I'm with my kids 100%. I ride with my kids. I supported my kids in everything they did. But as a parent, they heard the downsides of how I felt about what they were doing. When you're grown, you have to learn your own way. You have to learn from your own experiences. My experiences can't teach you how to be a man. Only your own experiences either gonna have you fall off or gonna make you rise above the bullshit and want to do what's right. That's what Duck was wrong. He was maturing. He was maturing, baby. Like the plans he had.
Mm. Well, I'm so
So
sorry it got cut short. I really do. I do want to talk a little bit about forgiveness because, again, I know you probably felt disrespected. You've already talked a few times you felt disrespected, your family, and just other people still speaking negatively about your son, who, again, is a son, a father, an uncle. But have you come to a point where you can forgive and not necessarily forgive those people, but it's for yourself? You know, forgiveness is really for yourself. How have you been healing and being able to forgive everything that's been happening to you? And if that's too deep, that's okay. You don't have to answer because
no, that's a good question. That's a good question because all my life I have been able to forgive the people who despitefully misuse me. My grandmother taught me a long time ago. You don't know what the power of forgiveness can possess. It's not for them. It's for you. If you're not forgiving somebody, you can be perfect in your life. Everything is going well. And you can come across something that is just a person can walk in the room and you will see them and your whole spirit just go left and you will get the frown and then talking about, oh, ain't nobody getting that much power over me, baby. Never will you ever possess that. God got the power over me like that. No human being will ever walk in the room and make me change my disposition because I don't like them. I forgive you. I forgave them the moment my son was murdered. The moment my other son was murdered. My heart forgave them. My head might be on a whole nother level, but my heart forgave them. And I want to go to court I want to look these people in their eyes, because if you ain't never got a conscience, I'm the type of person gonna bring a conscience up out your ass. And I just want to look you in your face and look your kid like you have kids. We ain't the only family hurt. Now your kids and your mothers are finna be hurt because you might not be dead, but ain't nothing like no prison. I wouldn't wish that on nobody but the people that deserve to go there. I love the power of forgiveness, and I definitely am a firm believer of you don't forgive people for them, you forgive them for you. Because it will have you stuck. And far as life goes, and like my sister used to tell me all the time when we was younger, she used to say, I wish I had the type of heart. This is before I had kids and everything. So this type of stuff been instilled in me. Right. I wish you had I wish I had your type of heart, because you just forgive everybody that be doing you wrong. And right now to this day, I have to fight with my little sister because she struggles with forgiving people.
Oh, I'm a Scorpio, so I don't know if you are into signs, but
yeah,
we hold grudges, and I will say I was bad at forgiveness, but I had a grandmother, and my parents and old heads will always tell me, you need to stop holding them grudges. Okay, there's people 6 feet in the ground still mad at somebody that is alive.
Girl, I still got family members mad at me and people mad at me from Duck's funeral. And it's been almost a year because only 50 people was allowed to come due to the corona. And it used to be 50 people in my house. So by me having to split 25 people from my side and 25 people with his dad's side, right. I still got family members mad at me. Why I wasn't there? Why I wasn't this? Why I wasn't there? And I would get ignorant and say stupid stuff because I'm angry, and I yell out and say, well, did you help me bury him? Don't fucking call me about why you ain't on the list. Then I had to come to a conclusion like, no, they're not on the list because I felt that I only got 25 people. So I had tried to put the most 20, which was hard. Oh. And everybody who didn't make the list still came and had to sit in another room. You know what I'm saying? So, we have a lot of this, but I don't too much care about, never cared about what a person felt about me and said about me. My life always been an open book. I'm going to tell on myself before somebody else tell my dirt. Can't nobody tell it like me. And that's how people are interested in what happened bad in your life. In the dirt didn't happen in your life. But nobody wants to try to stay positive because this internet is the devil, for real.
Well, I will say this, that is true, but there has been a few times where you have posted a video and I see that people do listen when you speak. And I don't know if you feel that, because I know sometimes the internet, a lot of the negativity is something that we always focus on more than the positivity.
Right.
And I know I can speak for myself when I do see people respond to your videos, especially like the last one you did that went viral, and we can just see the pain coming out when you were speaking on Lil Durk's situation, just everything as a whole. Like I felt the pain. And I wanted to give you a chance to, speak on, for those who listen to you, like what is one thing you want people to know? Like whether it's like you can do your own part to try to change this, anything you want to tell anybody, because I do believe people do listen to you.
I want them to let their struggles define them, not bring them down. Like, a lot of these kids feel like they privileged because of what their parents do. And to make a way for him. But buying them nice designer and throwing them parties at Disneyland, or that's all fine and dandy, but it got to be more to parenting than just putting expensive clothes on your kids and taking, because I never rewarded bad behavior.
Okay.
I got to the point to where my only job as a parent is to clothe you, feed you, teach you well about life, and wish you well when you get old enough to take care of yourself. That's our job as a parent, to be there for our kids, not to enable them or praise them when they did something wrong or have them. If you know your child murdered somebody, I'm the type of parent, if it come across me, nigga, your ass going to jail. I can't have that conscience on me. That's not how you was raised. What made you do that?
Mm.
So I'm a firm believer of tough love. Yes, I ride with my kids. Yes, I'm going to protect my kids. Yes, I'm going to defend my kids. But I'm going to also teach my kids, when they have kids, they got to be the same way. Tell them when they wrong. Pull them up on their bullshit. Don't praise things that's bad or no. So I was a single parent. I had 5 kids at the age of 22.
Mm.
Okay? Can you imagine being 22 years old and having 5 babies? I thank God for my granny Betty B. Weekly, because my granny, which was Duck's them great grandmother, she was on her 4th generation of raising kids. Okay? So she allowed me to be a kid and a teenager. And before I left my kids with anybody else, they wasn't leaving her house. So I played on that for a long time. But when my granny got sick and I had to get off my ass and realize these my kids, granny gone. She not here no more. Who else better to take care of your kids than you?
That's facts. Yeah.
I've been through a lot. Like I'm going on 14 years of being clean from narcotics. Every child that I've lost since my recovery, I have not swayed away back to that lifestyle, because when you know better, you do better.
Mm-hmm.
So I just dealt with everything. Now, I smoke my reefer. I get that prescribed from a doctor, because I suffer from post-traumatic stress. Like, I got a lot of disability, and I suffer from anxiety real bad.
Mm.
So I will go to the dispensary and buy me legal marijuana and smoke it just to go to sleep. I need this stuff to go to sleep.
Mm.
So everybody go through what they go through. I get on the internet a lot of times, and as a mother, my emotions come out, my feelings come out, and my true self, like far as is being angry and mad and how dare you, yes. But I don't want to apologize, because at the time, I meant every word that I said.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes back when I watch it again and I see myself and I look at it. I feel kind of embarrassed, kind of ashamed, but it happened and I can't do nothing about it. So the only thing I can do is acknowledge what I did and try not to get swallowed in that type of stuff anymore. So when I feel like I see some stuff on the internet and I get in the midst of typing some stuff, my phone will go dead. That's God showing me, no, you ain't got to do that.
Yeah.
And then the feeling pass, girl, like my God gonna step in when I'm doing something out of the ordinary. He's gonna step in and reveal and show up and show out, and that too feeling shall pass. Mm-hmm. I feel like the stuff that I say and God allows me to say it and be seen, it needs to be seen.
Yeah.
Anything that I'm not allowed to say or don't need to say, when I feel like saying it, God is not going to allow me to do it because something is going to prevent me from doing it or saying it. Whether the lights go out, my phone died, the baby cried, something's going to intervene and make me take another route. And I thank God for that.
Amen. Well, Rob was telling me that we might be getting some more music for Duck.
I have so much music for my
Yeah.
son.
Okay.
He was in the studio for the last 2 years, at least 18 hours a day.
Oh wow.
Okay. So I have plenty music. I can't really elaborate on that too much because that is also still in the works far as the rights that I have over my son's music. So, oh yeah, y'all can anticipate more Duck, FBG Duck music is finna drop, baby. As soon as I get all this legal stuff in play, yeah. We trying to get us a platinum EP or an album or something. Because it's plenty. It's plenty.
That's what's up. Well,
I even, like, I can recall, I don't know if you're familiar, I'm quite sure you are familiar with the rapper Duke Deuce.
Yeah.
Okay. I seen him post a tweet saying how he wished he could have really it up. He uploaded their DMs. So I just went on a limb and I just and I say, I have plenty music of Ducks with open verses. If you meant what you said, we can make it happen.
Okay, no.
And he say he would be honored. And I sent him the song the next day and he sent it back to me. And baby, when I'm able to drop it, oh my goodness, this a banger. Baby, I'm talking about, and the song that I picked was right on the money and was like, he instantly. And he got a verse in there that say, Duck ain't dead, Duck ain't dead. And the industry loving us, but they just scared. I said, oh my God. Send me through the roof. So I just want to give a big shout out from Duke. Momma Duck, love you. They done let the GDs in the door, baby.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm definitely glad to hear that. And hopefully everything gets, taken care of. And I was going to ask that too about the record industry or just anybody trying to hold things up. Because I know it can get a little messy. I know it can get messy with the music industry. Because, they always want their cut too. But it is what it is.
We are really working on it. Like, I just want to put, like, I'm at a point to where I don't even like to hear Duck's diss music. Because my son was so much more than that. Like, and they know how I always felt about this. Like, none of this stuff is just coming out in the open because I was always like mainly behind the scenes. But any of Duck friends and anybody who was around us, they know. Yeah, I supported my son, but baby, I got on his ass when he got to talking about smoking this dead person in. And I was like, Duck, oh my goodness, no, you're not gonna say that. And he'd be like, they doing it to me, Mom. Yes, I am. They gonna leave me alone. They gonna stop mixing my brother. So I'm like, you sound like you was 6th grade, but okay, it's all right, I guess. So I just knew I watched the 5 Heartbeats my whole pregnancy with him. So that's where he get his name Duck from. So I knew that sucker was gonna be in some type of music industry doing something, baby. It was either basketball or singing and dancing. And he say since the hooping shit didn't work, he found another goal.
Looked like he was tall.
Huh?
He looked like he was tall.
He was 6'7".
Jesus, yeah.
He was 6'7".
Mhm.
And when he turned 15 years old, he was 5'8" at 14. I woke up and the boy was 6'2". I was like, what you do? Grow overnight in your sleep? Because I'm 5'10". I'm tall to be a woman.
I'm
I'm
5'9",
5'10".
so you got to inch on.
And his dad is like 5'10" too. So how the hell you down there 7 feet and we both five and
Wow.
that? So you know a lot of men. My dad was tall. He was 6'4". That's who I named Carlton after, my dad.
Mhm.
So my dad was tall. So yeah.
Well, I wanted to end the interview on a good note. I wanted you to talk positive about your son and anybody in particular, because again, I know you always have to defend your son's honor. And I know it can get exhausting. And I know it can get frustrating to see that people only want to focus on the negatives. But I wanted to end this interview with a positive about Carlton, your son. So I'm gonna let you have the floor.
Well, to sum it up, Duck is the world. Everything he did it with perfection. He wanted to be perfect from coming up with the ideas for his videos to just like making sure everything was perfect. Duck was like a stand up person. He was loyal. He was honorable. He spoke his mind. He didn't care how you felt about it. He didn't care what you thought about him after what he said. So with that being said, I miss him. I miss him and Jermaine so much. Like Jermaine was his big brother, and he was my firstborn child that I had at 15 years old. And when I was 30, he was 15. So it was like we raised each other. We were more like brothers and sisters than mom and son. And he never seen me nothing less than his mother. He didn't care. And Duck was the same way. Duck just hated to see me hurt. He hated to see me cry. He didn't even like seeing me like, I hate when you cry. Oh, you get on my nerve. He never liked that. He just wanted me not to ever cry again. Like when his brother was killed, if you saw that video, his terrified video where he hugging me and him and my auntie is hugging me and I'm in his ear and I'm telling my son, I didn't tell him, I want you to kill all them motherfuckers you have. I say, I need you, Duck. I need you. I don't need you doing nothing crazy because it's not going to bring him back. And that boy served and turned around and put all that pain in his music. He made the afraid. He made the two sides. Like he say he want to put a mask on and go through Parkway. Like he talked about what he wanted to do, but he didn't do it. And I have fans telling me my son music got them through the hardest time. When I got the letter from Russia, I say people in Russia is listening to this boy. They were looking forward to him doing a concert in Russia.
Wow.
I say, I didn't know what to say. I just responded back with a whole bunch of tear emojis and hearts. And that made me feel good as a parent that your son's music that made it to Russia. You can't go wrong with that. And that's what I live off, the positive. I cry every day about my kids. I've lost 5 of my 10 children, not just 3. Out of 9 pregnancies and 10 kids, I have 5 surviving kids still left. I started off with 6 boys and 4 girls. I have 3 girls and 2 boys.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I didn't even know it was more. I didn't. I'm so sorry.
Yes. So God has shown me, keep it on in there, baby. Hold don't let go, because I got you. And that's all I think about. That's what motivates me to keep going. Because I tell anybody, I don't, you can't pray and worry, and you can't worry and pray. And I tell everybody, you got to go through God to get to me. And if He allows that to happen, it was written in my book of life for it to go down like that. And with that, I'm fine. And I keep on going with my day.
Mm. You know what? Before I before I say goodbye to you, I really can see you as like a motivational speaker.
Everybody tell me that.
And sometimes the best motivation speakers are the ones that
There's
been
life
through.
experiences.
Okay, like Eric Thompson, I believe, from Detroit. I think that's his name. He's one of my favorite ones, but he been through some crazy ish. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think somebody needs.
God got me here for some reason. I
I
know
think
it
that's
wasn't to
your
have all
mission.
them doggone kids, honey.
I think God's trying to talk to you through people. Now He's trying to use me. Like, tell her she needs to do this because I'm trying to tell her
Yes,
she's not
yes, yes,
listening.
yes.
But LaSheena, Momma Duck, I just want to say one more time, I do appreciate you talking to me, because I know it's not easy to keep on rehashing this, and PTSD and trauma and grief is a real thing. So I just want to say I do appreciate
Shout out to
that.
the people that survive mental health, baby. It's a struggle. If
Mhm.
you beat mental health, you done won more ways than you know, baby.
Yes, because I do battle depression. So
Yes.
it is a real thing. And I just want to say again, and I really do mean it, like forever prayers to you and your family. And
Thank you.
I just really hope that this conversation means something to somebody or can help along the way. And if there's anything I can do, regardless if it's sharing the music that finally drops in the near
Okay.
future, or just anything, sharing a flyer, sharing anything. Like if I'm in Chicago, I would definitely let you and Rob know, since I got your number. I'll let y'all know. So if you're doing anything in the community, I'll come help, even if it's just a
Thank
set up
you.
and work
Because
down.
I got a lot of things lined up. We are actually, Drea O. I don't know if you know
Yes,
Drea. She's my publicist. Oh, big shout out to Drea O, baby.
yes,
Because
I really
if
respect
it
her.
wasn't for Drea O, my mop movement would have never gotten out there. I did that interview with her, and we sat down and we came with some ideas, and she made it happen, and it was a success. And we're working on the second one,
Okay.
and we're gonna have more moms there, because I was with the moms for Mother's Day.
Mm.
And I was with L.A. Capone's mom, who I grew up with, and I know her. I was with T. Roy's mom. I was with Lil Snoop's mom. I was like, and if we ain't shared not one thing, we share the loss of our children. And it was so beautiful. It was like, it awoke my spirits. It was like, oh my gosh, Sheena, yes, you gonna do this. We gonna do this. So that's what I hold on to.
Okay.
Because I feel like, if I don't have nothing to do, what is my purpose here? I can see, I know what stops me from getting depressed. I use my coping skills to get caught in that sucking place, because as you know, if you've ever been there, baby,
Mm. Yes, yes.
baby, it's been,
Yes, yes, yes. I know.
girl, I can't watch a prostate commercial without crying. Somebody with prostate cancer. Lord have mercy, I'm crying. I
Mm.
don't even know these people. Why is I'm crying?
They could be actors for
So
all I know, but
I,
hey.
yeah, so I mean, it's just that God, I'm just continuing to allow God to use me to intervene when I feel like I want to do my own free will. His will gonna step in and it's gonna stop me. And I just want to bring some positivity because you were speaking on what I said, because I wanted to say this before the thing died, before the link ran out. And we were talking about my video that went viral.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to that young man who lost his brother, because I've never denied him not being talented. I liked it, his music. I had Duck listening to Chief Keef music, Tex and Finito. I wish he would have told me to cut that song off. Baby, I told him, you don't get up out my house, baby, until it go off. You could come back in with some, like, music. I love music. If it make me dance, jump, be happy, sad, or cry, see, people can relate to music because it's like our lives. And if you get a song like Jasmine Sullivan, that feeling song, I don't know if you heard it. That feeling.
Yes.
She wrote that for me. That's everything I'm going through in my love life right now. When I first heard that song, before I even knew the words, I was crying. I say, Jasmine, get out my head, girl. She wrote that song for me. So I know music is a big impact on the world because people can relate to it. People can sympathize with it. Can just like, I love music. It is really, I think, the window to the soul far as is feeling some type of way. I like jazz. I like blues. I like opera. I would sit in this room and listen to them people hit them high notes and just be so relaxed and calm. So music is the way. Music is how you reach people. People will listen to you through music. And he's known as the voice. And it hurts my heart so bad that he could have done something about it with his voice. But yet the blood of his own brother had to be shedded in order for it to even be, it shouldn't have even went that far. And I'm praying this young man uses his voice because the people listen to him for the better good of Chicago. Fuck an image. Forget an image. Forget. It's about being right within yourself. And if you know the world listen to you, you will try to want to put more positivity in the world versus negative. Because God don't make no mistake. And you better believe his brother and my son is in a better place. They really like looking down on us like, who gonna stop it? Who gonna be the first one? Because to me, the first one to do it ain't gonna be no punk. That's gonna be the real man. Because everybody worry about what somebody gonna say. But it's about doing the right thing. I want this baby to use his voice for good instead of evil. They always talk about, now too much blood been shedded. So keep shedding blood. It got to stop some way.
It got to. It got to. Like, how many? Like, it just seems like it just keeps going and going, and everybody, we all say this after somebody dies, whether they're popular or the neighborhood knows about it. You know what I'm saying? But it just.
And why should it take for you to lose your loved one for you to skyrocket or anything? No, I'm not chasing no clout. And I can honestly say a lot of people ain't know who I was until my son died. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't know. I knew enough people who knew me, but now the world knows me. So it's a bigger outlet of people who know me. And I would rather use my platform for positivity versus negativity. Because if they listen to you, if they listen to your negative shit, they're gonna definitely listen to the positive stuff.
That's a fact. I hope it turns around. I really do. And I
Me
just
too. We gotta get this world in order. It took 50 years for a black president. I hope it don't take 50 more years for this.